Hello everyone. My name is NguyenThiThuHa, and my topic is preliminary constraints on the thermal history of the metasedimentary rocks in northwest Vietnam. This implication on the Indonesian tectonic evolution, and my study had the help from my professor Trần Chi Thống, Professor Du Chan Chan, Miss Đinh Thị Huế, and Mr. Vũ Anh Đạo. During the first slide, this is my outline. My outline are crumbles or five-part introduction, method, result, discussion, and conclusion. With the first part introduction, in this part I would like to generally introduce tectonic evolution and Indonesian orogeny in northwest Vietnam. And Raman spectral carbonaceous material is a major method in my study. Going to my first part introduction, the northwest of Vietnam lies on the convergence plate boundary between the Indochina and South China Block, and this area is the key thing to understand the tectonic evolution of the Southeast Asia. Two tectonic events will recur in this area. The first one, Indonesian orogeny, is even occur during middle to late Triassic time. This is the result of collision between the Indochina block and the South China block, and later one Red River Triassic 4 during the Cenozoic time, when the India blocks collision with the Eurasian block. One of consequence is a Red River flow. Red River shear zone is an active area. It's 3/4 nearest of tectonic in the Vietnam. However, how this area forming is still debated. Until now, there exists a lot of ideas around this area by the Lee et al. In his model, he showed the red shear zone formed by the lithosphere scale transnivel. But with the Shear et al. 2006, he suggests that the red shear zone is a poorly an upper to middle crust feature and dying out in the ductile lower crust. So, to understand the current tectonic in northwest Vietnam, we need to know exactly a previous event. And my study will focus on the Indonesian orogeny. Different people say different things around the Indonesian orogeny. Some people suggest that the Indochina block was subducted beneath the South China block by the northwest striking oblique conversion. In contrast, for et al. 2014, in his model, he showed during the Permian, the South China block driven toward the northwest by the Songda continental rip, and the to Triassic, the Paleolithic Ocean was closed with the part of South China block subducted under the Indochina block. This is geological map of northwest Vietnam, contributed by the 4 et al. 2014. We can see in this part there are many Paleozoic sedimentary succession. So, to know how the Orogen mountain belt form, we should know the distribution of formation and structure and metamorphic rate. In my study, area has many Paleozoic sedimentary and metasedimentary rock. The people found that the precursor organic material within that tile block. And when the sediment rock bury together with hot rock, the temperature will be increased. And while this process, the organic material will heating first, and non-carbon in this material will be lost. And this process be called carbonization, and then the crystallize into graphite. As we know, the graphite is one stable form of carbon in the Earth's crust, and so they are able to record to peak temperature in the hot rock ever experience. So we can use this method to understand the metamorphic history. So what's the principle of Raman spectra? When analysis, people found the Raman scattering after the incident laser go through the sample, and the change of energy in this process will from the spectra. And this formula can be used for convert between the spectral wavelength and wave number of shifts in the Raman spectra. And this picture shows some spectra of some mineral. So how the Raman spectral carbonaceous can be distribution to calculate the peak temperature. The range of temperature can be provided here. The first one, the Raman spectral carbonaceous material in the higher range show three defect band. First one, D1, D2, D3, and 3 band. To quantify ordering of a crystal, Basak at around 2002, he construct the R2. This is a real ratio, and with this formula, with this formula, the temperature, the peak temperature was calculated. And besides, with the lower range below 330 degrees Celsius, the spectra of carbon show 4 defect band, D1, D2, D3, and D4, and 3 band. And this ran on another formula by the Lafis et al. 2010, also provide in here. With this formula, we can use this for calculate the peak temperature in the lower range. Going to my result. This picture shows the geological map of the West of Vietnam with the sedimentary and metamorphic rock formation and Permian magmatic formation. In this study, 28 samples was collected along the transit from the Yên Bái to the Sơn La with the 3 cross sections. The first one, Nậm Cô, Tạ Hoa, and Sông Đà Tú Lệ. The rock samples are mostly massive slate, marble, metasedimentary, phyllite, and sweet. The high deformed rock with the vertical and to sub-vertical formation in Tạ Hoa and Yên Bái area. Going to the peak temperature result, we can see the spectra or some sample in this study. Going to the Nậm Cô zone, we can see the Nậm Cô zone with the sample almost high temperature. This around the 450 degrees Celsius to 500 degrees Celsius. The ThuHa zone is high temperature zone. It's given the peak temperature over 650 degrees Celsius. And the Sông Đà Tú Lệ zone is a lower temperature zone, around the 300 to 400 degrees Celsius. Going to discussion part. The picture shows the correlation between the temperature and the strata, with the axis is the maximum temperature and the y-axis is the depth. We can see in this diagram so clearly two trends. The first one we can see in this one is gray dashed line. This is the initial geothermal around the 20 degrees Celsius per kilometer, and beside the blue dashed line so the trend with around the 12 degrees Celsius per kilometer in the northwest Vietnam. And red cycle zone is very high temperature, and in this study I considering this zone may be another event. Going to my conclusion, the peak temperature of metasedimentary drop by using Raman spectral carbonaceous material so three trends. The first one, the temperature of the ThuHa dome is highest. In contrast, the Sông Đà and Tú Lệ zone is lowest, and the cold zone show the medium temperature. And in the future work in this study will use a microstructure combination with the result of peak temperature to investigate the deformation pattern in each region, and the results are expected to provide and explain the scenario of the northern Vietnam. And the last one is my references. Thank you so much.